Good morning, good afternoon. What's going on? What's going on? Man, gold back at all-time highs pretty much. Back in the 3100s. Now CPI today. Looking forward to CPI in an hour and a half. Alright, let's do some fresh analysis. So gold, obviously very bullish. We had Trump not reversing on his tariffs completely, but you know, 90-day pause, 3 months on the people who didn't retaliate, being the keywords. Obviously China is 125% on China now, but yeah, it's Trump, man. It's funny stuff going on right now. But with that being said, with the tariffs being dropped or being held back, gold is now very bullish again. As you can see, we had the announcement, we've had the push, and gold has just been pushing since. So structure wise, you know, we've got resistance, we've got a nice support now, which we didn't have before. So I think we retest the highs at least. So 31, 34 today at least I'm looking for, which is what, just under 200 pips away from where we are now. We nearly got there. Nearly got there already. But yeah, I'm looking for a retest for the highs. If not, price continue up and keep going. 4 hour, the current 4 hour is bullish, but we do have a resistance formed on the previous 4 hour where we did have a pullback. So if this 4 hour continues to hold as support, then I'm looking for a break of the last 4 hour high to continue up, push past that daily resistance, and then come up to 31.52, the next 4 hour level. So current 30-minute is bearish. So earlier on today, during London session, obviously gold was pulling back, and I was looking for a support to them to push up then, but gold just kept on coming back down. I saw this support form at 10 o'clock, but there was a resistance a bit too close, and I wasn't really anticipating much volume at 10:30, so I just left it. The price is pushing up. We've tapped into this minor resistance to the left, 31.22, so we did tap it at 11 o'clock. And now the candles, I mean, they haven't really been breaking the highs, the last highs. So I want to see what this 12 o'clock candle does. But I think at this point, unless I get a breakout or a retest of this support, I'm not looking for my buyers just yet. And I'm not sure if gold is going to push right before CPI, but we'll see. So these are the current levels I have. Support at 31, call it 31.05 pretty much, and then the resistance at 31.27. So looking for either a retest of the support or a closure above resistance to keep pushing up. So that is gold, and now we'll go back and look at last month's CPI and the reaction to that as well after I do some pound yen analysis. So pound yen on the daily is bearish with no top wick. But man, what a push yesterday. Everything just started pushing. Everything. I think GJ pushed about 500 pips in total. 400 or 500 pips. It was insane. Anyway. So yeah, daily's currently bearish. Now we could be creating a resistance to continue down, But with no top wick, we know price has got to come up and make that top wick at some point, whether it's today or tomorrow or next week. We are going to have to push up again back towards like the 190s. The 4 hour is bearish. Obviously everything is bearish today. Daily 4 hour. And we have quite a range, a massive 4 hour range on pound yen. I was on the stream looking for buys, but the next 4 hour level I had was quite lower. But I did say, you know, Gbpjpy plays zone to zone, 4 hour to 4 hour. Did not anticipate it would come all the way up to this 4 hour resistance, but it did push up from this 4 hour support. So 30 minute, it's just been trending down very slowly. I'm just constantly moving my supports. I was looking at some sells earlier. I was waiting for a closure below this support, but it came kind of late into London Open, and look, you can see the volume has just died down. So my sells would be struggling right now if I did get in, so thankfully I didn't. But for pound yen, the ranges are quite tight. So I think with volume, probably during CPI, that's when we're going to see a push either up past these resistances, or we're just going to retrace this push up and we drop a clean range all the way down to this 4 hour support. Massive range. Massive range down. So we'll see what goes on there. I'm just gonna have to wait, but I'm gonna put this resistance in, the most recent resistance. And then just wait for a breakout. I'm not going to put this support here yet because this candle hasn't closed. So I mean 6 minutes it could push down, flip bearish, and not create this support. Once this candle closes, I'll put a support in there. What's up, Benny? What's up? You good? All right, Rosie, hello. But Asian session has just been super active recently. Anna, good afternoon. Asian session has been super active. I mean, look at this push up. 3 in the morning. $300 pips. All right, CPI. Let's look at the last CPI, which I think was better than expected last month. Well, let's go over that. All right, so CPI month on month. So March the 12th, it was 2.9%, and it came out as 2.8%. So less than expected, which is good. Lower inflation is obviously good for the consumers, not great for the currency. So March 12th, let's take a look. All right, March 12th, this was CPI right here. So we got the drop, and then we got the push back up. So 114 pip drop on the CPI. Right, so why I think it happened that way is CPI, inflation numbers, year on year, their target is 2%. So anything above 2% is considered high because it's above the target, right? So I believe the initial reaction would be gold sells. Hey Yeehaw. So I think the initial reaction to high CPI above 2 is going to bring gold sales. Not crazy sales, but the immediate reaction would be gold sales, right? But a lower CPI and decreasing CPI at the moment with current market conditions means that the Feds are going to start reducing interest rates. Now, if the Feds reduce interest rates, it's going to be bearish for the dollar and bullish for gold. So I think as we're seeing inflation go down, we're going to keep seeing a gold drop, then a push back up, as long as it's going in the right direction, until we get to a level that the Feds consider to be okay, which is 2%. So what does that mean for today? Today, inflation is forecast to be 2.6%, which is lower than last month. And if inflation is coming down, again, what does that mean? The Feds are going to be more inclined to reduce interest rates, which will be bullish for gold. Now, the FOMC meeting yesterday, which is a recap of the meeting that happened at the last interest rates decision. And what they spoke about was tariffs and the effect of tariffs on the economy, on inflation, obviously higher tariffs and tariffs on countries. It's already happening. For my friends that live in the States that have to deal with suppliers, when they're trying to order stuff, they're already talking about prices going up. That cost is going to be passed down to the consumers. That's already known, which is where you're going to get the inflation from. But now Trump has paused the tariffs. They might actually decide, you know what, in May, we will start to reduce the rates. They're already talking about reducing it 5 times this year. So if Trump can keep his finger off the tariff trigger, it should be good. Sorry, yeah. So yeah, you have to keep an eye on what's going on in the markets, man. You have to keep an eye. You have to keep an eye on Trump. That's what you have to keep an eye on. So yesterday, I signed up to Truth Social. Look at gold pushing. This is perfect, man. Keep going, retest these highs. I kind of didn't want it to happen straight away, but I mean, it's happening. Damn. And GJ is doing nothing. Yeah, so I signed up to Truth Social, which is Trump's social media network. And no joke, yeah, this guy is sending signals. He's sending market signals. I promise you, it's nuts. You lot got to sign up to Truth Social and just follow Trump. He's the only person I'm following on there. But he said in the morning, he said, it's a great time to buy. It's a great time to buy, he said. And then 3 hours later, he paused the interest rates. He paused the tariffs. And then what happened? What happened after that? $3.5 trillion was added back to the stock market. If that's not a signal, I don't know. I don't know what is. I don't know what is. But it can't even be called insider trading, because he told everyone. Everyone has access to that tweet. It's not kept a secret. Oh my God. And the thing is, I saw this too late. I really wish I saw it earlier. I really wish I saw it earlier, because I only signed up to Truth Social after I saw on X that someone had taken a screenshot of that, and I was like, I follow Trump, I've got his tweets on notifications, because I need to know what this man is going to say, because he really moves the market. And lo and behold, I signed up to Truth Social, and that's where he put that tweet. That's where he put that tweet. Oh man, Trump is a madman. Listen, I've been saying it for a while. You have to keep an eye on Trump's tweets. Oh, do you know what this looks like? Kind of looks like a sell here. Kind of looks like a sell right here. 32 pip stop loss. Ooh. Now I'm gonna leave GJ for now. But where's my 4-hour levels? Can't really put that there yet because this candle hasn't closed, so we could get a sell. Alright, so 4-hour. Right now, what I'm looking to do now is obviously mark out my 4-hour levels for the CPI trades, because as you know, I look for reactions to the news at key levels. So where's price gonna drop? Where's it gonna retest? All of that. I'm looking for the retests. So let's put in all of the levels here. I would like I kind of like a retest, because it's a 4-hour level down here and the daily flip. And we got a nice 30-minute resistance, a 30-minute support. I'm thinking 30.78 retest before continuing up. Now it seems like a long drop, but with gold pushing 100 pips every 30 minutes, it's not even anything crazy. Look at that that 30-minute candle there, 120 pips. Like, and this candle, look, 80 pips. Like, these 30-minute candles are just massive now. Yeah, so retest. If we don't push up to this daily resistance before the news, yeah, we got the higher time frame levels quite close above, and the next lower time frame levels not till down here. But lower interest rates are definitely in the long run gonna mean lower CPI inflation. Sorry, definitely gonna mean interest rates going down, which is super bullish for gold. So yeah, gold buyers, I think. Definitely some gold buyers today. Everything is so bullish right now. CPI is not going to be... I don't believe CPI is going to be the turning factor for gold. And if it does sell, short term sells. Goldie push. Joe, what do you reckon? New highs today? I think we get some new highs today. What a day. I'm gonna check out Truth Social. Gotta keep an eye on Donald Trump. Listen. Listen, I feel sorry for I don't feel sorry for China, but you know he's had a problem with China for quite a while. He first had an issue with Japan, to be honest. I don't know if you've seen, there's clips circulating on X, well, on all social media, basically about Trump on Oprah in 1988, talking about tariffs and how much the US is getting ripped off by other countries. He's been talking about this like his idea has never changed. The only thing that changed from that conversation was he said he'd never run for president. Yeah. But he was saying, you know, Japanese people, they can sell their cars here, all of that. But if we wanted to do business in Japan, he said they make it very difficult. But he only had something to say about Japan. That's because China hadn't started doing business how they are now with the US at that time. Oh man. But did anyone catch any of the moves yesterday? Did anyone catch any of these pushes up? Where was it? I don't even remember where it started. Oh, I remember where it dropped. Yes, when it started dropping. Because gold was quite bullish at the time. It was making its way up. And then it tapped like... Was it here? Was it 30? I remember like being in 30.90. It just tanked. And pound yen was just holding at this support. Man, these 4-hour levels, I don't know if you notice, but it's definitely something to look out for, is where price is when certain news comes out. Like, where are we on the chart? What price level are we at? Now, for pound yen to be at a 4-hour support that was holding, this 4-hour support was holding since NY session. Since NY open, into NY open, price was holding at this 4-hour support. And it wasn't breaking. And the new 4-hour candle pushed down, came to this support, and then just flew up. Man. I don't think gold was at a specifically important level when it dropped, but you know, pretty much, well, it tapped 3100, so I guess if you call it, you know, pushing up to a psychological level, psychological number, you could call it that. And that was a big drop on gold too. Look at this. What is that? 470 pips. I hope we have a good day, a good CPI day today. I think we will. I think we should definitely see some good movement. Said the moves yesterday were so unexpected. Yes, they were. They really were. I was done for the day anyway. I was done for the day, but I keep my charts up. So I thought, let me check it out. Let's see what's going on. And then boom. The market just started shooting up. And as soon as that happens, I go straight to X. Straight to X. And I see what is going on in the markets. What's just been announced, because pound yen, this push up, this first candle, 200 pips, 250 pips. Just cleared everything. And I think there was a 4-hour resistance. Yes, pretty much at 189. We shot up. I was like, there's no way. And price just kept moving. It kept moving all the way up. Crazy work. And then gold just dropped. Just pushed up and just started dropping rapidly. But yeah, I'm looking forward to CPI. Okay, I closed my charts after NY open, but I got alerts for my stocks, so I checked the markets and everything was going up. Yo, that's why I've got US 500 open, because everything did just start pushing like crazy. Yeah, right here, 6 o'clock, new 4-hour candle. This stock has gone up 10%. This stock has gone up 10%. It was just, yeah, it was nuts. Crazy. I know people that have stocks are happy. Investors definitely happy. I mean, we're still not back to where the market was, 6,000, but this looks like COVID. This drop off, it actually looks like COVID. Where was COVID? COVID was, because that price just fell off the map. 2020, right here. Okay, it doesn't look as bad as COVID, but this was a drop. 1,100. How big is this drop been? Oh, 1,300. Okay, so we had a bigger drop than COVID, but I mean, look at this push back up. When you've got all of this wiped off, I mean, I don't know how much further it can go. I don't know what the percentage is. I wonder if I can see what the percentage drop. Okay, 20%. See, it says right there, 21% was taken off the markets. Has been. It dropped that low. Now, I'm not sure how much would have to drop to be considered a crash. Let me check that out. Let me look that up. Curious. Let's see. Okay, what percentage loss is considered a market crash? 20%. So yeah, we had a crash. The market definitely crashed. I mean, that kind of goes without saying, right? 20% off a fifth off of anything is probably definitely a crash. So yeah, I'm not surprised. Not surprised at all. But it looks like we're recovering. Well, glad I didn't get into those GJ sells. GJ's playing around here. Man, CPI. If CPI drops pound yen back through this range, that would be something. In fact, let's look at what happened during the last CPI for pound yen. Let's go to 12 o'clock. Alright, so 130 lower inflation rate, we had a drop right here. Okay, so the initial drop was about 70 pips. 130 70 pips. So what does that mean? That means that lower inflation is bearish for GJ, good for the yen. And it didn't recover, did it? It kind of just, it dropped, you know, little pullback and then kept on dropping. Gold's having a slow push up. Slow push. This really would have been the best entry. Support formed. I literally told my cousin this is what I was looking for. Nice little support. Retest the highs. Because fundamentally, everything about gold right now is bullish. Everything. Even if inflation, even if inflation comes out higher than expected, even if it comes out higher, gold is still going to be bullish. Gold is still going to be bullish. And then if the Feds do decide in May to drop the rates, gold's going to continue pushing. Gold's going to go up again. It's... You guys ever go back over your trade history and see where you've taken buys? I'm like, oh yeah, I remember taking a buy at, you know, in the 2900s, and you think to yourself, oh, if I could have just held it for a month, I'd be laughing right now. Just add positions, but I could never do that. I could never do that, man. I remember some good buys. But even yesterday, the buys I took yesterday were quite nice. Oh, I'm way too high up. Took some good buys yesterday, like 1,000 odd pips. I need to start posting them back on Instagram. I've been so busy this week. There's a lot going on. But yeah, I'll get back on it. Because yeah, the breakdowns for some of these trades. Where did I take the buys yesterday? It's like here. Even here, I was thinking if I just held a runner, my runner would not have hit break even at any point. It'll still be going now. First entry I got stopped out of was down here. Some buys in profit, luckily. And then more buys here, around here. And then up here, so 30, yeah, just under 30, 39. So this one would have hit stop loss, but the ones down here didn't even come close. It was 70 pips away. Could just held this all the way up. What would I be up now? It could never happen. I wouldn't sleep. I wouldn't sleep well. That's 1,000 pips. Could be up 1,000 pips. Would be nice. Right, we've got CPI in 34 minutes. 34 minutes. Now, if we get some pound yen sells, which we could do, because it was bearish. If pound yen creates a resistance, like below here, so we've got resistance here. Yeah, I'm looking for a lower high or retest of this resistance. We've got all these wicks rejecting this area. I mean, it goes even higher, doesn't it? If we can manage to stay below here, or to be honest, anywhere in this wiki area, if we can stay below before the news and we get the same kind of result as last month, I think we get some sales down. Lovely clean range to the left, maybe not fill the whole range. But some short term, I don't know if it'll be short term either. Because if we're going by last month, price kind of continued down on a downtrend. Alright, gold's still pushing up. So don't forget there's a 4 hour resistance right here. That gold's either gonna respect or push through and we break these previous 4 hour highs. Said now is a good time to buy stocks. I would say so. I mean, as long as you're not buying at all-time highs, I think anywhere below all-time highs is probably a good place to buy stocks, but only the good ones, the ones that you know is going to bounce back. Like, there's certain stocks I don't think are going to be affected by the tariffs as much, because and to me that's more like the social medias, your Googles, your Facebooks, your maybe X, because they're already not allowed in China. I'm sure China's banned all of these big companies ages ago. So they might dip with the market, but you know, everything that comes down is going to go back up. Because why wouldn't it? The money is going to go back in at some point. Markets, they move in cycles. They move in cycles. And we've been bullish for so long, we needed a drop. It just can't keep going up forever. And a 20% discount, 20% off. That's what I call it. It's a big sale, massive sale. All right, 1 o'clock. So now what I'm doing, I want to wait and see where we get to for gold before the news, basically. Are we gonna hold around this resistance? Are we gonna tap into this daily resistance? Are we going to start pushing down towards this support? But yeah, I think how price is right now, if news was going to happen in the next like 2 minutes. This was right before news. And it comes out good, I would anticipate a retest of this support and then a bounce back up. But it also depends on how different the numbers are. So it's expected to be, what's it expected to be? 2.6%, right? So if it comes out at like 3%, it's drastically different. Or even 2.8, if it's like 2 points off. Like the further the numbers are from the forecast, the bigger the reaction you'll get. Oh, got a notification. Trump says China wants to make a trade deal. Oh man, he's bullying people into deals, this guy, man. Oh shoot. Roger's about to enter Roger Casino. Alright. Let's see if this 4-hour resistance is gonna hold. What's pound yen doing? Go on, gold. Push, push. All right, breaking that resistance. So now what I want to see, I mean, we have this rejection area to the left. We have these rejection candles right here. So we could wick out of this area, push down, hold below this daily resistance. Or we could push up to this 4-hour resistance and then possibly pull back later on today. Leave a daily top wick at these ones here. But I still think gold makes new highs today, if I'm being honest. That's kind of where I'm leaning more towards that. If not today, then with PPI tomorrow. Because there's been, if I remember correctly, there's been a few PPI releases where gold has made new highs. I never forget back in, I think it was September. Is it September? Was it September? Yes. This here, this this period, yeah, from August to September, I will never forget price pushing up this much. And I'm sure it was PPI that broke out and made new highs. Because this was like a good couple weeks worth of just tapping into this high and then pulling back. So what I can do actually is, when was it? This was Thursday the 12th. Oh my god, PPI, USD PPI. What'd I say? I'll never forget. Never forget this news. This day, like pushing up. Look, when did we start breaking out? Yep. We broke out and then we just continued up. That was PPI. I'll never forget PPI for that. Because literally, I think the day before was CPI. And I was thinking, all right, CPI is going to make gold break out because it's CPI. And then it didn't. I was like, oh, Oh my God, we're still here. I think CPI tapped it and then pulled back, and then PPI just came out of nowhere and just, that's it. We pushed up. Never forget. Good memory, listen. I won't forget that. I won't forget that. October 2024, a month worth of gold messing around at the highs. Because usually when gold was pushing up to the highs, like everyone was anticipating gold popping. I remember in the chats that I was in, at the Discord, it was like, yep, you know, today's the day, or we're at this resistance again, this same 4-hour resistance, it's got to pop now. And then there was a thing where we were saying, you know, the more times a level gets respected, the weaker it gets. And that level was not getting any weaker. As you could see, it was like a month worth of tapping into it, and it was constantly tapping into it as well. And like every week we were tapping it a couple times, and then it just didn't break, and then PPI just broke it. All right, 17 minutes, well, 16 minutes. Alright, should we do a quick poll? What do we think's gonna happen for CPI today? Mine is charging. Why aren't you charging? All right. Gold buys, gold sells. What do you think CPI is gonna do? Gold buys, gold sells, or both? Okay, gold buys. gold buys. Let's see, let's see. Looking forward to it. So we've got 60% saying buys, 40% saying both. Okay, okay, okay. Either way, gold is bullish. Gold is definitely bullish. Gold is definitely bullish. Ooh, look at pound yen. Look at pound yen. What did I say? See, we're gonna respect this area, or we get a resistance, retest this resistance, or we make one lower than that previous one, which is great. So if pound yen closes below, I'm hoping that we get a nice top wick, and then I'll be looking for sells below. But I think the top wick is pretty much going to be spread. It happens a lot with pound yen. It's the spread that makes the wick. You get like these massive spreads on GJ. I'll split the screens when we get closer to the time. So I need a closure below 187.97 for pound yen. See where gold is right now? It's holding at this 4-hour resistance. We've got 9 minutes to go. But typically, if we're at a key level before news, there's a little pullback. That's usually what I see, especially a high time frame key level. And what I'm looking for is the higher time frame key levels normally to get retested, or like, you know, price tap and then reject from there. So the fact that we're already at this 4-hour level, I'm leaning more towards sells than buys. But that's only if the news comes out as expected, so forecast or below. Oh, GJ's dropping. Beautiful, beautiful. Yeah, GJ's gonna sell. GJ looks like it's gonna sell. Oof, lovely clean range down. I'm gonna split the screen for my pairs as well. Let's split the screen for these two. Let's see if Awanda can keep up. Sometimes when there's news, Awanda freezes. It's the worst sometimes. Alright, it's just under 7 minutes now. GJ, you gonna stay below this support? Okay, gold pushing up again, not nothing crazy. You know what, let's split the screen from now. Let's get it ready. It's the support I'm looking to get broken. We're pulling up. $97.1, yeah, it's about that. It's gonna be some good news. All right. Couple minutes to go. Gold is really chilling around this resistance. Pound yen, man. Closure below anyway. Either way on pound yen, a closure below is a great trade. Either way. Yeah. Just hopefully quick enough to catch it. Like normally as well with my trades, I get the entry and then I put the stop loss, take profit in afterwards. But I think with this one, I'm gonna set a stop loss beforehand, just in case price does go crazy. No buy stops and sell stops here. If GJ doesn't close below, then no sells for me. Alright, 1 minute. Spreads aren't getting bigger yet. Yeah, there we go. There they are. Slightly jumping. Nothing crazy. 2, 3 pips. Yep. Oh yeah, spreads are definitely jumping. 3, 4 pips. Damn. Oh, this shit's gonna jump. Still got 30 seconds left. And already the volume coming in is insane. Alright, GJ, chill out, man. Chill out, chill out. Gold pushing back even. Yeah, I think gold is gonna drop from here. Here we go. Damn, GJ spreads 20 pip spreads. Come on. What did gold do? Oh, gold went up. What's these numbers? Damn, GJ gave us the closure below and then did that. Come on now. Come on. Gold's gone. Gone, gold. Alright, let's see what the results were. For gold to be pushing up like that. Come on, year on year. Lower numbers. Oh, straight up. Straight up. It came out lower than expected. Okay, GJ. Lower than expected. So 2.4%, which is good. Because what does that mean? Inflation is going down. Therefore, interest rates should be getting cut. Now, pound yen, I kind of want to take the closure. I want to take the break of the low for pound yen. But it looks like it's making a top wick. Alright, let's take this off now. Okay, gold. See, the fact that it closed right on this resistance as well, I was expecting a push down before it went up, honestly. Because even with the lower number, it's still higher than 2%. But we've kind of just tapped into that daily resistance, pretty close. So pound yen, was that just a retest? Was that just a retest? Is it just a retest of that broken support? Are we ready to go down now? Weak price action. It was. But I am looking at getting into pound yen. Like, I've got very conflicting prices. So the low of the previous candle on my broker is 187.66. So that's where I'm looking to get into some sells, but it seems like it's below here. That's where this, like the previous candle low is. So that's why I'm a bit thrown off at the moment, because it's literally saying if I break this low, that's where it is. But it's a bit weird. It's a bit weird. 67.5 is where the low is. $67.5. It's like literally there. Yeah, I'm gonna leave it. It looks a bit crazy right now. What's gold doing? Gold just tapped into this daily resistance. And pound yen is coming back up into this range. No sells just yet for me. All right, finally gold is coming down. We might be getting a 30-minute double top at this rate. Alright, GJ. Was it just making a top wick? I still think gold, if gold sells, it comes to 31.04, like retest. But if it doesn't drop all the way down, we get a support on the next candle, 4 hour, to push up. Wasn't much of a push, was it? Alright, gold, how far are we coming back down? Yo, Caswell, what's happening? What's happening? Oh, Roger didn't do nothing crazy this time. It looks like he's trading with a very small account. Yeah, $3,000 account. He's not doing nothing crazy this time. Nothing exciting there. Alright, pound yen. Either we get a continuation pattern or we break its own low and we go down. But I'm still looking for pound yen sells because of this closure below. Yeah, it's just a difference on my broker, man. But my sell stop would be, do you know, 67.5. yeah, so breaking my low here, 67.5. Looking at GJ, sales look good. Yeah, I was looking at GJ from before the news. The closure below. And we get the push down, but it's struggling. The thing is, my broker looks different from TradingView, which doesn't really matter. I'm going to go by what my broker says anyway. And 67.5 is actually the low of my 1 o'clock candle. But on here, it looks like it's the low of the current candle. Either way, that's where I'll be getting in. Stop loss above the entry candle high for about 40 pips, and then hopefully we drop and retrace some of this push up from yesterday. That's what I'm looking for. So if we can get a nice push, break its own low and the previous low. So it's already broken a previous low, but I need it to break its own low on TradingView. Yeah. Oh, GJ, where are we going? You're going the wrong way. Yeah, it's taking its time, isn't it? But I mean, that's all good. We know pound yen likes to move in the last 10 minutes of the candle. And it's been dropping very slowly all day anyway. Apart from 8 o'clock, where it had this big drop. But I mean, the rest of it, look at this. So it's moved 8 o'clock, it dropped 70 pips. And then from there, do you know what I mean? It's taken 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 hours to drop another 70 pips after dropping in 30 minutes. So just gotta wait for the volume to kick in. This news didn't really provide much volume. Gold is chilling. I'm still bullish on gold, so I think, you know, we're gonna get a push up at some point. Maybe the next candle, new 4 hour, creates the support. Maybe we're gonna get a GJ continuation pattern. Let's see what the 15-minute looks like. Gold going back up. My broker looks a lot cleaner than Trading View. Let me see if it looks the same. Yes, see, this is how my pound yen looks on my broker. Much better. So as you can see, the low of the candle is around here, so 67. Mine's actually 67.5, but yeah, it looks much better. All right, so we've got a new 15, got a 15-minute continuation pattern. So either way, that's where I'm getting in. GJ is definitely going to drop. Love the confidence. Love the confidence. Just tell it to the charts now. It don't seem like GJ is listening. GJ that's not hearing us. It's supposed to go down, pound yen. Oh nah, this stop loss is going to be crazy now. Ah, no, it's not. Still 40 pips. Still 40 pips stop loss. Yeah, stop loss is still good. Use entry candle high. If this candle decides to finally flip and go down. So gold is crazy. Gold went up first, then came down. I was anticipating it go down first, then push up. Right, let's keep an eye on pound yen. Clean range for sells. Exactly. The cleanest range. I do like the idea of a gold closure above though, especially on the 4-hour time frame. And we're definitely going up. I think we're going up anyway, just waiting for the setup. I think with volume we push past this daily resistance anyway, because even though there's a resistance here, the top wicks are very long, so we could still push up. We have, this is the range above the resistance, so we could price could come anywhere up into this range where these top wicks are before it comes back down, if it comes back down. So massive range to play with. I don't think we get a rejection straight away, but definitely want the 4 hour to close above 31.25, and then I'm just gonna hit buy and let price push for the rest of the day. Hate for double top, nowhere. Alright, pound yen, come on, give us our entry. Not far off, 10 pips. Last 10 minutes of the candle, here we go. This is where the volume comes now. That last 10 minutes where it wakes up. But we've been pushing up for most of the candle, so I hope towards the end we push down and keep going down. What's the 4 hour looking like? 4 hours super bearish. Broke the previous 4 hour low. So really, if we get into a trade here, we just have to survive the 4 hour top wick. And gold is pushing up nicely. Oh, we're close. 5 pips on entry. 5 pips. Damn, now 10 pips. GJ is not trying to drop right now, is it? Ay, ay, ay. Just waiting now. Possible continuation pattern. Yeah, that's what it looks like. That's what it's looking like if we get a weak bullish candle. But like I said, my candle, if I go to, let's go to, I'm going to keep it on this one for a second. I've got a lot of lines on here. Do you know, I'll leave it here like this. Alright, 5 minutes. Yeah, this chart looks way better than Oanda. In fact, it actually looks like my chart. Alright, so we're getting movement, just not in the direction we want. I mean, we do need a 4-hour bottom wick. Looks like gold. Gold is pushing back down. Come on, gold, where you going? So either 30-minute continuation pattern, but this candle has to close weak. Has to close weak, bullish. If it closes like this, I'm gonna delete my sell stop and just wait. But if it closes with a weak body, right now the body is longer than the wick, which is not great for continuation pattern. Then it's a strong support. Then as long as we close below this support here, yeah. Alright, one more on gold. Let's see what pound yen's doing. It's not looking good. Not looking good. I mean, the only good thing about pound yen right now is it keeps rejecting 188 psychological level, and the structure is still quite bearish. But we need to close below this support. close above this support, back in this range. I want to delete my sell stop. And then the 4 hour, and I suppose my stop loss will probably be too big because the 4 hour still got to make a top wick. Come on, drop 10 pips. Just 10 pips. 12 pips. Yeah, nah. Yeah, no good, no good, no bueno. Yep, back in a range, deleting my sell stop. I don't like that. Let's gold. Oh, gold closed back in a range too. Oh man. Alright, cool. So new 4 hour candle, and this 4 hour candle closed below the resistance, although we did break the previous high. But right now what I would be looking for is a closure above this resistance now on the 30-minute. This could just be the 4 hour top wick on gold, but I'm still very bullish, just looking for structure now. So after we get a bottom wick on this candle, closure above, and I still think gold continues up, to be honest. Still very bullish on gold. If it does drop, maybe a retest of this support before it goes back up. But either way, looking for just structure. Let's draw it out. So I push down, maybe if it fills this wick, if it doesn't, but structure. But definitely a closure above. If you get a closure above, taking buys up at least to this 4 hour resistance at 31.51. So that's gold. Pound yen, this could just be a 4 hour bottom wick, honestly, because it's just clean down. But now I'm looking for a support. I've got a support, a resistance, and then once this candle closes bearish, I'll take some sells on the next candle. So probably 230 candle. Look for some sells. As long as it continues this downtrend structure. If it does decide to come up, as long as it holds below this area again, I'm looking for sells down through this lovely clean range that we have here. Now if GJ closes above this resistance and into this range, then I think it's going to buy up to the next resistance, 189. But right now it's very, very bearish. So the daily has no top wick. That's not even a daily wick, that's just a resistance. Remember, daily still doesn't have a top wick on pound yen. Let me check on my broker. Let's look at my broker. Okay, a tiny top wick on my broker, so that's not too bad. Gives me a little bit of confidence that it wants to continue down, but right now, not so much. not so much. But yeah, I'm gonna leave it here, guys, and be back tomorrow for PPI. Now PPI, if gold don't make a new high today, PPI is gonna make that new high tomorrow. I really believe that. PPI is that news. Right, so yeah, tomorrow, guys, peace out. I will see you then, same time, maybe a little bit earlier, depending on the markets. Yeah, have a good rest of the session. Don't forget, look out for Trump tweets. Look out for Trump.